Hey. Okay. Hey, what's good? I know I'm shadow banned this way, but I just like it this better this way. Actually, it's just way better. So much better, actually. Sardines video. Sardines. I just came from the sardines video. I don't know what sardines video you're talking about. There's a sardines video. Have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Packing it in. Sorry. I'm lost, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, what's good? I don't know if you guys saw this. So I want to share my blanket that I was gifted at the blanket ceremony at the Seneca Niagara Healing Conference for being loved. This was this blanket. That's one side. Pretty nice, right? Wobbles Transport. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, bro. I'm sorry. Don't know what that is.
Newborn parents, this is what you need for wake windows. You want the Looker Play Kit.
Did you see that giant?
If you see a cuneiform tablet for the first time, you're not likely to identify it as right.
A clay
That's what the Chief Joseph tablet looked like too. It looked like a Sumerian tablet.
tablet sits in the British Museum's basement archives, catalog number K.8538. Most visitors walk right past it, but this 4,000-year-old piece of baked mud contains something that shouldn't exist.
And that's how old the Chief Joseph tablet was too.
A detailed astronomical record describing 2 moons in Earth's sky. Not a metaphor.
2 moons. 2 moons, yo. That's crazy. Yo, you know what's crazy? Because they do say the moons were her breast, yo. Dang, yo. I don't know how many people have heard that before, that the moon was her breast, and they're saying there was 2 moons. Yo, and we got all kinds of Sumerian worship here in the Americas. I know I'm not the only one that has heard that before, the moon being her breast. That's cool. And they're saying there's a second moon. Did you see the face in the moon? Or the face next to the moon in the clouds. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Not mythology. A second celestial body that ancient Sumerian astronomers
And then this writing, this cuneiform writing, has been found in not tablets, but bowls down in South America.
tracked across the heavens for exactly 11 months before it vanished
chicken
without a
scratch.
trace. The tablet was excavated from Nineveh in 1849. For over a century, scholars dismissed the second moon passages as religious symbolism or scribal error.
Yo, so put a 1 in the chat if you have heard that the moon was Sky Woman's breast before. The Tower of Babel is a pyramid, yes. And it was here in the Americas. Some say it was in Canada, too. Yeah, yo, some say the Tower of Babel was in Canada. Now, just from you. Yeah, yo. Look. Let's look it up. Okay. Creation new figure a chi chakayon, and but the specific reference to a breast relates to how Earth and the moon is the head of Sky Woman, while the breast is the source of the sacred plants. Hold on, watch, dude. We got a picture of it. There's a picture of it, yo. There's a picture of it. She's got a moon breast. Oh, this is dope, too. Yeah, dude, we're star people, yo. Like, they went over that big time at the conference this weekend. We come from Pleiades, yo. They just came out straight out and said we come from Pleiades. And the Milky Way, the Great Sky Road, that's the trail to our home, basically. That our ancestors came from the stars, actually. Yeah, yo, we're sky people. Made of earth and sky, yo. Look at this. This drawing, yo. So this is a Sky Panther. In this. You can see it. Hold on. But yeah, yo, there's all kinds of good shit. Mohawk creation. So let's check this out.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
Here we go. What? Never mind. Damn, I can't believe we can't find it. It was a fucking drawing, yo. That's crazy, yo. We'll find it. We'll find it again one day.
Error. Then in 2008, a team of astronomers at the University of Bristol ran the Sumerian coordinates through modern orbital mechanics software. The numbers weren't random. They described a real orbit, a stable lunar trajectory that would have been visible from Mesopotamia between 2094 and 2093 BCE. Here's what makes this terrifying. Every major civilization in that region, Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian, recorded the same event in the same year, the appearance of a second moon, its 11-month presence, and the night it disappeared, an event they...
That's probably Nibiru. It probably wasn't a second moon. It was probably Nibiru. And every time they say that comes around, it fucks with the magnet poles. With the poles, yo. They switch or they'll flip. They'll turn. It's because their gravity is too strong. It'll fuck with our center mass of the earth and will pull the magnetic pole a little bit. They say it's been spun on its axis, actually. And that over time it's changing. So maybe something happened and it pulled it over a little bit. Because it's not straight anymore. It's like that. Did you like American Primeval? It's alright.
Called The Sky That Wept Fire. Modern astronomers have a theory about what that tablet describes, and if they're right, humanity came within 12,000 miles of total extinction. If you want to see more deep dives into ancient mysteries that challenge everything we thought we knew, hit that subscribe button. I cover the...
I want you to get together.
What the fuck? Light-skinned Native Americans? What the fuck?
Part 6. Lighter-skinned Native Americans who were destroyed in war by darker-skinned Native Americans. There are some Native American tribes originally from the eastern U.S. who know that it was their ancestors who destroyed the Hopewell Mound Builder civilization. They know who the Hopewell Mound Builders were. Hopewell is a name given to them by American archaeologists in 1891 due to a man named Mordecai Hopewell. If his name had been Mordecai Johnson, then they would have been called the Johnson Mound Builders. We don't know what the Mound Builders called themselves, but Native American tribes have their own names for them, such as
the Great Hill People,
the Allegheny, the Alleghans, the
Allegheny, Allegheny, and Alleghans is Allegheny.
Allegheny, the Mundua, the Naholo,
Mundua. Oh my God.
And the Asgans. They know that these mound builders were a massive and mighty nation of light-skinned people who'd become an extremely evil and hostile people. Eventually, multiple Native American tribes joined forces to destroy them. The war began at the Mississippi River, and the Native Americans drove the mound builders further and further east until they destroyed most of them in what is now the state of New York, by a hill which the Seneca people call the hill where blood ran red all day. The few mound builders who survived then retreated southward until the Native Americans caught up with them in what is now the state of Kentucky. And it was there in Kentucky where they finally destroyed the rest of the mound builders, specifically on Sandy Island in the Ohio River. And the word Kentucky is a Native American word which means the place of blood, or the river of blood. Native Americans...
I heard place of blood. Kendage, I heard meant the land of tomorrow. Not place of blood. Maybe, you know what, maybe. They also say Iroquois means killer people too. Ohio is beautiful river. That's the correct pronunciation of Ohio. Don't say it like that. It's Ohio. That's the correct way.
Would not live in the Kentucky area because of what happened there. They would only go there to hunt what they needed and then leave. This is why Daniel Boone was able to explore and settle the Kentucky area without any immediate resistance from Native Americans, because they simply weren't there when he came to the area. If you read Mormon chapters 1 through 8 near the end of the Book of Mormon, it says that the war began at the Sidon River, which is the major river that the Nephite city Zarahemla is on the west side of. The Native Americans say that the war against the mound builders began at the Mississippi River, which they call Namasi Sipu, which means fish river or river of fish. The word Sidon is Egyptian for fish, and the Nephites in the Book of Mormon knew the Egyptian language. So, The Sidon River means...
So this Egyptian language, we've been looking at it, and actually, if you're in here, bro, the guy that told me about our stuff being actually found in the Sumerian tablets, this is the 50 titles of the chiefs, actually. These are Seneca, Haudenosaunee, ancient hieroglyphics. They're at least 1,000 years old that we know of. I believe that them to be older. These are some very, very old markings. These are hieroglyphics of our people. The Iroquois Confederacy are 50 chiefs, actually. And it's got each... Onondaga has 13 chiefs. Like, there's different amount of chiefs. And it's all 50. We got 7 people on the YouTube right now, guys. But we'll talk about that later.
Fish River, or River of Fish. And as mentioned in part 1 of this series, God told Joseph Smith in Doctrine and Covenants, section 125, verse 3, to build a city across from Nauvoo, Illinois, on the west side of the Mississippi River in Iowa, and call it Zarahemla. And in the 1840s, the LDS Church bought much more land on the Zarahemla side of the Mississippi River than they did on the Nauvoo side. But they lost it all when they moved to Utah after their persecutors murdered Joseph Smith and forced them to leave the area. And also directly across the river from Nauvoo on the Zarahemla side.
What? He got fucking murked? Yo. Holy fuck. Yo, I didn't even know that. That's what you get for trying to lie and trick people, though.
Is an ancient Hopewell mound builder temple site, which I've been to. And on the summer solstice, the pathway of the sun comes up directly behind the LDS Nauvoo temple and crosses the river and goes directly above the Hopewell temple site on the Zarahemla side of the river. I could go off on so many interesting tangents about Hopewell ruins in the Zarahemla and Nauvoo areas, but back to Mormon chapters 1 through 8. As the Great War continues, the Lamanites drive the Nephites further and further east until the last great battle at the hill Cumorah, in what is
the hill where the blood ran all day. I gotta look into that. Let's look that up. The hill where the blood ran all day. Seneca. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna come up with maps. Let's go AI mode. Known as Ganondawa. Hey, a sacred site known as the Canandaigua. Okay. According to the Seneca legend, this is the birthplace of the Seneca people who call themselves Onondaga. The legend of the two-headed serpent. The story explains why the hill is bare and why it's associated with the day of immense bloodshed. The discovery: a Seneca boy found a small two-headed snake and kept it as a pet, and kept feeding it the best meat. The growth: the serpent grew to a monstrous size, eventually circling the base of the Seneca village on the hill. The slaughter: to satisfy its hunger, the serpent began devouring the villagers as they tried to escape. The defeat: a young warrior, often identified as a boy with a dream, killed the serpent with a magical arrow or golden-tipped arrow. The bloodshed: as the dying serpent rolled down the hill into Canandaigua Lake, it vomited up the heads of the people it had eaten. Legend says their blood stained the hill and ran in the streams for the whole day. Dang, yo. Yee, that's crazy, yo. What? Wait, hold on. Let's go back to pictures. The fuck was that? According to the legend, the flood Blood came that the Indians climbed the bare hill, but the skull of the serpent began devouring them only Yo, what the fuck? Yo, wait. Where didn't we know this story. Yesterday we just read about this. The skulls turned into the rocks, yo. Yeah, yo. Yeah, yo, we just read about this the other day or watched a video on this, didn't we? It was something like this where the skulls then turned into rocks, yo. Oh, look, there's my cousin. My cousin Goldie. But, yo, that's crazy. Yeah. Corny. Hey, Stony Brooklyn. That's my grandma, Mary Jemison. Who is that? Look, our people wear crowns, yo. Susan Patterson Thompson, Tuscarora, 1920. Our people, Deer Clan, our people wear crowns, yo. Our people wear crowns. You see that? It's a beaded crown, yo. We'll find some more on this. Seneca myths and folklore. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to check out this Seneca myths and folklore. It says Buffalo Historical Society Publications. I've never seen this drawing before. It's pretty cool, though. It's inside of a longhouse. You can see they got the corn. They got the tobacco hanging. Lacrosse sticks. War club. Hell yeah. The atmosphere in which legends were told. Arthur C. Parker. Okay. Oh, this is the whole book, actually. So which story do you guys want to hear? How the world began? Let's check it out. Which page is that? 59? Let's do it. Okay. Beyond the dome. Sky dome, firmament. We call the sky there is another world. The pleroma, heaven, sky world. And there is the most ancient of times was fair country where lived the great chief of the up above world and his people, the celestial beings. This chief had a wife who was very aged in body, having survived many seasons. Holy. In that upper world where many things of which men of today were know nothing, this world floated like a great cloud journeyed where the great chief wished to go. The crust of that world was not thick, but none of those men beings knew what was under the crust. In the center of that world there was a great tree, which bore flowers and fruits, in which all the people lived from the fruits of the tree and were satisfied. Now, moreover, the tree bore a great blossom at its top, and it was luminous and lighted up the world above. And wonderful perfume filled the air, which the people breathed, the rarest perfume of all, which was resembled the smoke of the sacred tobacco. And this was the incense greatly loved by the great chief, and it grew from the leaves that sprouted from the roots of the tree. This is the magical tree of lights right here, y'all. Just did a video on it. The roots of the tree were white and ran in 4 directions, far enough through the earth they ran, giving the firm support to the tree. Around this tree, the people gathered daily for the great chief, and had his lodge where he dwelt. Now in a dream where he had given a desire to take his wife, a certain maiden, who was very fair to look upon. So he took her as his wife. So when he had embraced her, he found her most pleasing. And when he had eaten the marriage bread, he had took her to his lodge, and to his surprise found that she was with child. And this caused him great anger, and he felt himself deceived. But the woman loved the child, and which had been conceived by the potent breath of her lover when he had embraced her. He was greatly distressed, and this fair Aweha was of the noblest family, so who is customarily called a Agachi, a game cheat. He, the ancient one, fell into a troubled sleep, and a dream commanded him to leave to have the celestial tree uprooted as a punishment to his wife, and as a relief of his troubled spirit. So on the morrow he announced to his wife that he had a dream, and he could not be satisfied until it had been divined. Thereupon she discovered his word, and it was that the tree should be uprooted. Truly you have spoken, said Ancient One. Now my mind shall be satisfied. And the woman, his wife, saw that there was a trouble ahead for the sky world. But she too found pleasure in the uprooting of the tree, wishing to know what was beneath it. Yet did she know that to uproot the tree meant disaster for her, through the anger of the Ancient One against her. Yeah, yo. I've never heard that version right there. And you know what's crazy? I have his book. Maybe I just forgot this version. I had never heard a version where he married her and she was already pregnant. Never heard that one. That's what they're saying, yeah. That he was so mad. He went to bed with a mad, and he had a dream. In his dream, he was supposed to uproot this tree. So he woke up, and now he's supposed to uproot this tree because he married her, and she was pretty, right? Very pretty for her age, but she was kind of older, and she was already with a child. That's what I got from that, right? So what happened? That the chief called all his people together, and they endeavored to uproot the tree. It being deep-rooted and firm in the tree, did the chief grow even more angry for Igachi? Yaganchi. I'm probably butchering it real bad, too. Had cried out that the calamity threatened nobody would advert it. Then the chief himself embraced the tree with an mighty effort. Dang, this is a long ass. No sound. You can't hear me on YouTube? You guys can't hear me on YouTube? What do you mean you can't hear me, yo?
Is now the state of New York. The eastern area of New York is full of many Hopewell fort and mound.
Let me get a screenshot of this. God damn.
Sites, many of which are concentrated in the pass that runs between Lake Erie and the Appalachian Mountains, and also in the Niagara crossing area. And Niagara is a Mohawk word that means neck. New York is also the area where most
No, it doesn't. Neck. It's Niagara, and it means thundering falls or thundering waters. That's what it means. See, it was what I mean. This is why they can't teach our culture. This is why they can't teach our culture.
Archaeologists believe the Hopewell Mound Builder civilization ended at the estimated date of approximately 400 AD. The Book of Mormon tells us that the Great Battle at Cumorah happened in 385 AD. The Nephite chief, Mormon, was killed sometime between 385 AD and...
Yo, so you got Seminoles that claim that their ancient chief buried tablets here at the base of a hill in New York 1,000 years ago, and they're embarrassed by it because they don't know where they buried them. And they said that after the Mormons came and talked to them about these tablets.
400 AD. And the Seneca people in the New York area know who the last mound builder chief was, and that his name was Mormon, and they know where he's buried. I've heard that it's under the Oswego River. In Mormon chapter 8, it also tells us that some survivors from the battle at Cumorah retreated southward and were finally destroyed. This also matches up with the Native American accounts that some of the mound builder survivors from the New York area retreated southward to Kentucky and were finally destroyed there. The Hill Cumorah in New York is also a sacred site to the Cheyenne people, who believe that a sacred ancient record in...
Wait a minute. Cheyenne. Why the fuck would the Cheyenne have a sacred site in the heart and soul of Haudenosaunee territory? That don't make no sense at all.
Engraved on metal plates was buried somewhere in it, and that one day a white man whom they call all sewed up man, due to his clothes covering everything but his hands and his face above the chin, would get the ancient record and share it with the world. The Hill Cumorah is also the hill where the...
All sewed up man. That makes sense. That's our language is like poetry, yo.
The angel Moroni told 17-year-old Joseph Smith in 1823,
and allegedly this is a fallen angel that he has talked to,
that the ancient metal plates of his people were buried in it, which was called the Book of Mormon. And the Book of Mormon has been available...
And these are golden tablets with Reformed Egyptian, a Nephite language. It's basically Micmac and different other Native American symbols, all written on these golden tablets that were buried and found here in Western New York, in Seneca territory.
To the world since 1830. There are so many accounts of this history from the Native Americans. I'm going to list some of them here, and you can go read them on your own if you want. And if you're interested, you can easily find a lot more of them online and in libraries. Though many accounts differ from each other due to history being passed orally, most of the main points line up. And if you ever have the opportunity to personally speak with any leaders of Native American tribes who were originally from the East, ask them to tell you about the mound builders. You'll learn some amazing things.
Ah. Let's see. This is
What if I could build an app that works my way?
Wait, I think we did a video on it. Yo.
My work moves fast.
All right, now some of you may have heard or read about the cave inside the hill Cumorah. Well, it's actually not a cave, but an ancient man-made room inside the hill. But first I want to share some things about the hill Cumorah that some of you may not know. So, this is the hill Cumorah near Palmyra, New York.
And this is what they're saying is the Seneca Hill that where the blood ran all day. Hold on, what the fuck did they say? Yeah, Genondoa.
It is the one and only hill Cumorah. Some people think it's down in Mexico or Guatemala somewhere, but no prophet or apostle has ever said that. And you'll find the same kind of stone structures and artifacts of Central America all over Southeast Asia among ancient Hindu and Buddhist sites. In fact, the words Maya and Guatemala are Hindu and Buddhist words, but that's all for another video.
You see what I fucking mean, yo? There's way more fucking interesting shit out there besides fucking black pretendians. None of that is real. There's no evidence to back any of that up. Literally, there's no fucking evidence. You're literally talking about freedmen. And they think they're Indian because they were adopted and slaves by Indians. That's not real fucking history. This is real fucking history. You got fucking bones and artifacts and tablets and actual fucking evidence to support and linguistic evidence. Hindu and fucking Guatemala. You see what I fucking mean? There's actual fucking evidence and way more interesting stuff out there. That's just, they just want to argue. They're not trying to learn. They're trying to just fucking make you feel bad for what you look like because they feel bad about what they look like. That's all that is, yo. They're just trying to make you feel bad about who you are. Why would you want to talk to someone like that, yo? Honestly. Fuck people, anybody that thinks like that, yo. She was strong, she was fast, the fastest in her village, not even wolves could catch her. Yeah, you hear, we got all types of, we got superhumans, yo. X-Men. Straight up X-Men. I want to hear that story of that girl that was so nasty that she used to sleep with the animals. I want to hear that story again. It was told to me from a Hopi or something. That he was explaining why there's animal gods. Half man, half animal gods from that side of the world. Is because she was from a strong bloodline, a chiefs or whatever. And she was nasty though. And she used to do stuff like that. And her dad kicked her out of the tribe. She got banished. So she went over there and started doing that. Are vampires, witches, and ghosts real? Yeah, bro. All that shit's real. Basically, demons and angels are aliens. The aliens are angels and demons. Vampires are Nephilim. And witches, yeah, look at Rick Owens' wife. Or the girl that played the witch on the new Wicked movie. Look at her hand, yo. It's like bigger than her body. Yeah, yo, you see little people, you see big people, you see bad people, you see good people. Red fish, blue fish. Onondagas, yo, wait till you hear about this corny ass shit too. They're trying to say this is an Onondaga.
Welcome to Wix Harmony. Take the speed of AI
Onondaga.
and pixel level control.
So weird, y'all. Onondagas who lived during the final wars of the Book of Mormon. Whatever, yeah. No commercials with premium. I'm good, bro. Damn, where the fuck is everybody, yo?
These group of quotes are all related. They cover May 16th through June 4th, 1834, during what is called Zion's Camp, when Joseph Smith and many others walked across Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri to help church members in Missouri who were being violently forced to leave their homes by people who hated them and their religion. During this trip, some very interesting things happened. I'll start at the end on June 4th with a letter Joseph wrote to his wife Emma. The copy of the letter is found in Joseph Smith Letter Book 2, pages 57 to 59. But I'll just read the relevant part here. It says, "The whole of our journey, in the midst of so large a company of social, honest, and sincere men, wandering over the plains of the Nephites, recounting occasionally the history of the Book of Mormon, roving over the mounds of that once beloved people of the Lord, picking up their skulls and their bones as proof of its divine authenticity." Now, this isn't specifically declared as a revelation from God to Joseph, so it's going to have to go in the most likely category, at least for now, but we'll come back to it later. So for now, the land that Zion's camp walked across was most likely Nephite territory. But from Revelation so far, the land is definitely at least part of Book of Mormon lands in general. And as an interesting side note relating to the mounds, which
the biblical account of the tribe of Dan is shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Descended from Jacob's son Dan, this tribe was one of the original 12 tribes of Israel.
So why don't they talk about this tribe?
However, their fate has long been debated by scholars. Some believe the tribe of Dan was simply lost, disappearing from the historical record after the Babylonian exile. Others suggest they were cursed and driven out due to their idolatrous practices. The Book of Judges tells of the tribe establishing their own northern territory, only to fall into pagan worship. Interestingly, the tribe of Dan is not listed among the 12 tribes mentioned in the Book of Revelation, leading to speculation that they were somehow removed or excluded. Did they simply vanish? Or were they punished for their transgressions?
They're trying to subliminally say, hey, we think it's you guys right there.
The enigma of the tribe of Dan continues to captivate Bible scholars and historians alike, leaving us to wonder, were they lost or were they cursed?
I don't know. I wonder what idolatrous practices they practiced.
Culture. In the rich tapestry of Native American culture, there is one that holds extraordinary prominence. The Iroquois Confederacy, also known as the Haudenosaunee, is a historic alliance of 6 indigenous nations: Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and the Tuscarora. It is renowned for its constitution.
What the fuck? Toi de Danan, there you go. Toi de Danan.
Play solo.
The tribe
After
of Dan.
work.
The
At your
Toi
own
de
pace.
Danan.
No stress.
There you go.
World of Warships
That's
is naval combat
yo.
without pressure.
Do they really think the Native Americans are the Toi de Danan? They also think that's the Hyperboreans, and that's what Eskimos are. They fucking came from the North Pole, yo. They didn't come from Asia.
You command legendary warships and battle AI-controlled enemies. No rankings, No toxicity. Just you, your ship, and the calm.
Okay, bud.
A Pictish stone is a monument carved with symbols and inscriptions, such as serpents and the double disc, often with an overlaid Z-rod, as you can see here.
Damn, I got a lot of haters,
The Picts were a confederation of people who lived in what is today eastern and northern Scotland during the late Iron Age and early medieval periods. The name Picts appears in written records from late antiquity to the 10th century, when they are thought to have merged with the Gaels to form the Kingdom of Alba, which is present-day Scotland. Alba then expanded, and by the 11th century, the Pictish identity had been subsumed into the Scots. The term Pict is thought to have originated as a generic term by the Romans, where the Latin word picti is taken to mean painted or tattooed people. What the Picts called themselves is unknown. Tuatha De Danann means tribe of the goddess Danu, a godlike mythological race from pre-Christian Gaelic Ireland. The Tuatha De Danann were descended from Nemid, leader of a previous wave of inhabitants of Ireland. Nemid means privileged or holy in Old Irish. His people or clan are referred to as the Nemidians, and they were said to have had a genealogy going back to the biblical Noah. Nemid was the son of Agnomon of Scythia, and the Scythians.
Boring.
To despise the conquered, but here they came to honor, almost to worship those whom they had subdued, which proves not only greatness in the conquered, but also big.
All right, part 5, haplogroup X2, DNA. Based on early DNA research from the 90s and early 2000s, some people argue that DNA proves the Book of Mormon is false, and that there's only East Asian DNA in the natives of North, Central, and South America. That DNA being haplogroups A, B, C, and D.
See, right off the rip, this is automatically misinformation because those are not East Asian haplogroups. East Asian haplogroup, they have their own haplogroups. These are Native American haplogroups that originated in the Americas. A, B, C, and D originated in the Americas. Because this guy doesn't know what he's talking about because he's already speaking or spreading misinformation.
The more recent DNA research of the 2000s and up to our present day show that many Native Americans in North America have haplogroup X, or more specifically, haplogroup X2 in their DNA. And haplogroup X2 doesn't come from East Asia. It comes...
Yeah, yo. People from my area, we're a different kind of native, yo. We're all related, but all natives got a different kind of admixture that makes them unique. Natives over here on the West Coast, underneath Alaska, they got Japanese, Chinese, Asian, maybe even Polynesian. Down here in South America, they got on East Coast, they got African. West Coast, they got Lemurian or Kumerian or Aboriginal, even Polynesian again. Over here in the Great Lakes, yeah, you're gonna have Hebrew, Viking, Welsh, yeah, dude. Fucking all types of shit. So each tribe isn't the same, you know. Also, what makes us all related is we have our own lineage that began and started here too. But what makes us different from the other tribes is we got admixture from different places. Ancient places, Tartaria, Lumeria, Mu, fucking, Hyperborea, Atlantis, fucking, did I say Tartaria? Yeah.
From the Middle East, including Israel. However, some people estimate that the haplogroup X2 DNA arrived in North America tens of thousands of years ago and does.
Yeah, so they're finding this DNA in the Americas from a long, long time ago, guys. Actually, a lot of it. Actually, it's kind of interesting.
Doesn't correlate with the people of the Book of Mormon, who first arrived only about 4,500 years ago. But this estimate is made from a dating system called phylogenetic dating, which is largely based on the theory that mankind evolved from apes hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. We're going off of somebody else's science, yo. We have our own science. That's not our story. We didn't come from Africa. You think everybody used to have curly fucking hair and dark skin? Real black skin? You think everybody used to look like that and you changed into what you look like now? You are fucking foolish if you fucking think that. I'm sorry. You are fucking foolish if you think you used to look like a black person and somehow something you changed. That is the most foolish fucking thing you could do, to be honest.
Years ago. But this is a theory, not a fact. But there's a much better dating system called pedigree dating, which is based on factual observation studies of the DNA of women, their mothers, their grandmothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers, and however far back through the generations their DNA can be collected.
That's a millionth of your mother, not just your great-great-grandmother, a millionth, like forever.
Pedigree dating estimates the first humans lived only about 6,000 to 6,500 years ago. And the fact-based pedigree dating system...
That's funny, because Native Americans, in a study in 2025, they said, or whatever, and I even learned this, Samantha Doxtator said it, that we got DNA that is 9 billion years old, older than the planet itself. She said a lot of things that I learned over the past few years.
Supports what the scriptures say about how old mankind really is. When you do the math from the ages and the years recorded in the Bible, with the help of some events recorded throughout history, it says the very first man and woman, Adam.
Brunettes, Asiatics, copper-toned skin, not hairy people. There's no way that's a fucking white person, because white people aren't that dark. They're kind of hairy sometimes. They're not brunettes. White people are red hair, blonde hair, blue eye, green eye. And then you got people that are like Middle Eastern, they're like hairy brunettes. Hairy brunettes, right? Then you got, it's like you got different kinds of white people. They're trying to say that Adam meant ruddy, like pink. You could see his cheeks. No. There's something else. Adam was red man made from clay, and Lilith was his equal made from the same earth. We're going to watch something that talks about how that you don't want to claim to be from Adam. You don't want to claim to be from Adam. He was a hermaphrodite that got himself pregnant. And yeah, it's a crazy fucking story. I'll play it for you guys after this. If this gets boring, we'll go watch that.
Were created by God at approximately 4,000 BC. So only a little over 6,000.
Or if somebody wants to call in, you can too.
Years ago, God created them in his image, meaning that humans look like God. They didn't evolve from apes hundreds of thousands of years ago. Also, the Doctrine and Covenants tells us twice that the Earth's temporal existence will only be 7,000 years, We're about 6,000 years into that 7,000 year period, and we're in the last days before the second coming of Jesus Christ and his 1,000 year reign of peace as King of the earth. So coming back around to haplogroup X2 DNA, it didn't arrive in North America.
And then 2100, yo. We got 70 years left. Just so you guys know. Not till this, but till the world ends by fire. Or dark winds from outer space. One or the other. Or fucking dragons are gonna come up from the ground. Just so you know. Don't ever say I never told you nothing.
Tens of thousands of years ago. Because mankind is only about 6,000 years old. Next, do we have any recorded revelations from God about who the descendants of the people of the Book of Mormon are? Yes, we do. And do those people have haplogroup X2 in their DNA? Yes, they do. So let's see who these people are. First, we're going to go to Doctrine and Covenants, sections 28, 30, and 32. In September of 1830, just 6 months after the Book of Mormon was printed and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was officially created, the Lord told the prophet Joseph Smith to send 4 particular men to preach the gospel to the Lamanites. These 4 men were Oliver Cowdery, Peter Whitmer, Parley P. Pratt, and Ziba Peterson. This was the very first mission in the history of the church, and the Lord wanted it to be to the Lamanites. So where did the Lord send them? He sent them to the borders by the Lamanites. Well, what does that mean? It means they were sent to the west border of Missouri, because in 1830, Missouri was the west border of the United States, and on the other side of that border was where the U.S. government had forced the Native Americans to move to after driving them off of their homelands in the eastern United States. This territory west of Missouri had been claimed by the United States, but had not yet been turned into states. So these 4 missionaries left Fayette, New York, in October of 1830. The autobiography of Parley P. Pratt tells us that during their mission, they preached to 3 tribes, the Cattaraugus people near Buffalo, New York,
and you know what? We got Senecas today that are Mormons. I got Mormons in my family. And that's not the reason why I watch all this. The reason why I watch this is because they provide real evidence and all that, yo. They provide real evidence. Real evidence, yo. And then that's the only reason why I watch it, yo. It's mad interesting, too.
The Wyandotte people near Sandusky, Ohio, and the Delaware people just west of the border from Independence, Missouri. They also stayed 1 night with the Shawnee people before visiting the Delawares, but I'm not sure why they only stayed 1 night. Maybe the Shawnees just weren't interested in hearing the message. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, they only lasted 1 night with the Shawnee.
The Cattaraugus, the Wyandottes, the Delawares, and the Shawnees all have haplogroup X2 in their DNA. Then in the summer of 1831...
What? Yo, is my uncle in here?
Doctrine and Covenants, section 54, the Lord again says that the Native Americans on the west side of the Missouri border are Lamanites. And in Doctrine and Covenants, section 57, the Lord calls the Native Americans on the west side of the Missouri border Jews, which is correct because the Lamanites are descendants of the Jews. And he calls the white settlers Gentiles. In January of 1833, the Lord commanded...
I told you they didn't come up with that belief. Yeah, they think we're Jews, yo. They think we're Israelites. They think we're from the Bible, yo.
Joseph Smith to write a letter to N.E. Seton, who was the editor of a newspaper in Rochester, New York. In that letter, Joseph told Mr. Seton that the Book of Mormon is a record of the forefathers of our western tribes of Indians. And again, remember, these Western tribes used to live in the eastern United States until the U.S. government forced them to move west of Missouri. In early 1841, Joseph Smith wrote a letter at the request of John Wentworth of the Chicago Democrat paper for a friend of his who was writing the history of New Hampshire, where Joseph's family had lived for a few years. In the Wentworth letter, Joseph says that the Book of Mormon is about the aboriginal inhabitants of this country, and that the remnant of these people are the Indians that now inhabit this country. And here's what the country of the United States and its territories looked like in 1841. Later, in August of 1841, some people from the Sac and the Fox tribes came to visit Joseph in Nauvoo, Illinois. By revelation from God, Joseph told the Sac and the Fox people that the Book of Mormon is about their forefathers, and there are promises made in the book concerning them, the descendants. A few years later, in May of 1844, just a month before Joseph was murdered, more people from the Sac and the Fox tribes came to visit him again, and he again told them that the Book of Mormon was about their fathers. And the Sac and the Fox tribes also have haplogroup X2 in their DNA. As far as I'm aware of, haplogroup X2 DNA has not yet been found in natives of Central or South America. But I also haven't found anything written from the Lord and his prophet Joseph Smith saying anything about natives from those lands being Lamanites. I've only found writings where they spoke of natives from North America being Lamanites.
They're saying that Cattaraugus Senecas have the X haplogroup. I don't know what my haplogroup is. Makes me want to take the test, yo. Really. You know what's crazy? Because my mom and my grandma got their DNA taken from somewheres.
Doesn't necessarily mean that all natives from North America are Lamanites, but haplogroup X2 DNA is found in many native tribes of North America, especially those who lived in the eastern half of the United States and lower East Canada, which is also the main area where the ancient mound builders lived. And haplogroup X2 DNA has also been found in the bones of the ancient mound builders.
Celebrations. I am here to talk about what
Adam and Eve are in the garden.
How are my friends doing, yo? How are you guys doing today? You guys doing well? That's good. You should put in your bios that reusing your content is not allowed due to intellectual property. Start suing people. Bro, if I sue every single person that talks bad about me, I'm obviously would never be able to make it as like world class celebrity because even they get hated on, yo. Like this is just creator testing me, see if I'm really built for it, and I'm built for it, yo. I don't really care what the haters have to say because, and you know what? I can say some pretty hurtful fucking shit, yo. And I'm not trying to be like that no more. But just know that if just know that I'm refraining from exposing every single fucking one of those motherfuckers that talk shit about me. Yeah, just know that, yo. I can say some fucking real fucking hurtful shit. I know how to hurt people's feelings really fucking good. And I'm not trying to be like that no more, you know? I'm trying to be the bigger person, to be honest. So I'm moving on with my life. Those people, I don't care what they think. They're all black. No, none of my own people are talking shit about me. None of the white people are talking shit about me. None of the Mexicans. Nobody besides black people are talking shit about me. So I don't care no more, to be honest. Why should we care what they think anyway? Why would I care if black people don't like me? What have they done for me? Honestly, what have they done for me? Seriously. They don't do anything for me, so why would I care what they think? None of my people are hating on me. Nobody that I talk to are hating on me. Just random fucking weird ass stalker black people are hating on me, so I don't care if they hate on me. I don't care what they think. I really don't. That's why I'm not responding to them anymore. No, but they're trying to get my attention by it. Obviously, they're trying to get under my skin about it, but they're just bringing more clout to me. Yeah, I'll give them some shit so they can take that and go run with it. Let me plug in my laptop. You know, sometimes you gotta put some shit out there so they take it and run with it and go spread it. It's fun though. Yeah, it was fun, but you know what? It's turning my spirit rotten. I'm turning into a rotten, ugly person, and I don't like it. You know, because now I say some fucking, I say some crazy shit, yo. And I used to never say shit like that, especially about black people. But they have brought it out of me. And I'm not trying to be like that no more, to be honest. To be honest, it's at the point where I just don't even want to, don't even want to talk to black people no more. They ruined it for me. I don't listen to rap music. Yo, I view them like, here's like, okay, so Native American people, Native American. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better, yo. Trying to be better. Gotta be strong. There's some dude on Facebook that says he's gonna stomp you. I reported it. Bro, they've been saying they were gonna put holes in my head for years now. They said they were gonna do all types of shit to me. I gave them my address, and I go to sleep like a baby every single night. And you know what? All they want to do is sue me. They want to sue me. They want to do all types of shit, yo. So it's whatever. What's the only music genre you listen to? Earth songs, my people's songs, social songs, ceremony songs. Whenever, just for me, you know, when I need it. They're scared to fight you because they are cowards. And you know what? Those people don't fight fairly. You'll beat one of them up and they'll try to get a gun, you know? They're sore losers, yo. It don't matter if you win or lose anyway. They deny reality. They'll say they won. They use AI. These people do not fight fairly. The dude that screen recorded my documentary and like posted it, making fun of it, showing his white dad or something, saying his white dad was in the fucking Hall of Fame or whatever, Sev Harley, whatever, right? So that dude is like lives in my shadow, yo. Like, look at his content. Nobody watches his stuff, and then when he posts me, boom, goes viral. 1,000 likes, boom. Just he's only relevant because he mentioned me. Before that, nobody was talking about him. Nobody was watching his stuff until he talked shit about me. So now he keeps talking shit about me. You see what I mean? I change people's lives, yo. I change people's fucking lives. Just for letting them talk shit about me. And then when I go back and forth with them, I'm putting them up. Like, they were down here punching up at me. And when I'm letting that affect me, I'm going down here to their level and they're coming up here. So I'm making them my equal and I can't be doing that. Like, I just got a blanket from my tribe, a blanket ceremony. That's like the highest honor you can get, yo. And I can't be going back and forth with fucking crackheads, bums, yo. People that are taking Molly in front of kids, yo. Or hanging out with people taking sex drugs around little kids, yo. I can't be going back and forth with people like that. Sev Harley. Before, I've always changed people's lives, and it wasn't always a good way. You know, yeah, I was a tattoo artist, changed your life that way, but other ways, you know, yeah, I'm trying to be a good influence nowadays, not a bad influence. I want to be a good influence. I want to be a good role model. I'm not trying to fucking go back and forth with fucking bums. Fuck. Yeah, I'm losing weight too, y'all. Been stepping on a scale, been like I go on walks, you know, work out a little bit. So, dropping some weight too. I put on getting ready for my summer bod. My beach bod, yo. Getting rid of that winter hibernation fat. So, getting ready for the summer. You made me strong not to be afraid of fucked up people out there. Yeah, there's all types of fucked up people, yo. Sometimes you gotta be fucked up. Sometimes you gotta be more fucked up than the fucked up people. And it's just survival, yo. They use a lot of AI to make themselves look better. Yeah, dude. I mean, they do AI of me twerking and AI of them beating me up. Like, AI is for stuff that would never happen in the real world. You know? That's what I mean. It's like, that would never happen. Native Americans aren't getting fucking bullied by black people. They're not getting extorted. They're not getting beat up. None of that's happening. No native. I don't even care if it's like a little geeky, nerdy hippie native, never fought a day in his life, he's not getting bullied. Natives are always going out fighting, swinging, biting if they have to. Whatever. They're not going down. They're not getting bitched. It just doesn't happen to our people. So that's another, it's AI. It's fantasy reality. And you know what? All it really has, and this other new guy, they use AI. Like, I think it's funny how they're taking my video and they're trying to say that, like, I'm exposed. Like, how am I exposed if I'm the one that posted it? See how, like, they try to diminish or downplay your success? They're mad that it looks fucking dope, yo. They're mad it looks fucking dope. Cheryl from Seneca Strong told me that it was gonna be on Tubi or whatever, yo. So they're mad that it looks dope, so they gotta try to downplay it and say it's fucking whatever the fuck they're saying, yo. Saying that I'm exposed now. Exposed how? Because I posted a video of a documentary that I was in. That's me. I exposed myself. Oh, that's the corniest shit ever, yo. Honestly. Fuck. Truth is exposing him. What do I think of Bruce Lee? He's alright. He's alright. Ojibwe have the most haplogroup X? Yeah, yo, I seen... Was it Ojibwe Chief on YouTube coming out talking about it, yo? You seen Cheryl Shenandoah on your lately? No. Not really. And here in New York, yeah, dude, there's all types of... Dude, you got Adirondack Mountains and the fucking Catskill, Allegheny. Yeah, dude, you got all types of forest and woods up here, bro. You got creek. We don't say creek, we say crick. Yeah, you know what? People will probably not want to watch because I'm not fucking being racist or hateful. People want to see me be very toxic, you know. I can be very cocky, very toxic. You know, that's something I need to work on. That what do they call it? Toxic masculinity. I need to work on that, yo. I'm too toxic. I'm really trying to work on that, yo. I don't want to be fucking the asshole, yo. I'm not an asshole. So just know if I'm freaking out on someone, crashing out on someone, I will crash out. Dude, I crashed out the other day on a whole building, yo. Had all security there, shook, all lined up. Fucking, like, they were walking on eggshells around me, yo. I crashed out for real, yo. It was pretty bad, yo. It was just a lot of microaggressions, looks, inside jokes, whispers, side comments, building up, and I fucking snapped, yo. I fucking snapped on all the black people in the building. And I'm not trying to be like that no more. To be honest. I feel kind of feel bad, yo. I kind of feel bad because those are like the good ones. They had jobs. And even them can be fucking annoying. And I snapped the other day. What is your message I want to get out? Fucking be careful around fucking natives. Our fuses are short. Don't be fucking thinking you're better than us. Don't try to act that way around us. Don't ever try to assert dominance around us. Don't ever try to fucking look at us, give us any weird fucking looks. Don't look at me sideways. Don't talk out the side of your neck. Don't fucking whisper around me. None of that. That's the message I'm trying to get out. You know? I'm traumatized from fucking colonization, y'all. I'm trying to work on it. Damn. Ask me some questions, guys. We gotta get unbanned on Facebook. Facebook was my favorite, but we're gonna be moving to Instagram soon. We can go on what's it called? X soon too. Do you have any pictures of the Sky Panther? That sounds, yeah, let's do something. Oh, you guys gotta see my pages of my book, yo. Oh. Iroquois. I'm an Iroquois. Hey, I'm an Iroquois. Hey, that's what it is, yo. We're Iroquois. Are you an Iroquois or what? Dang, yo. I think we just discovered it. What it is, yo. I'm an Iroquois. Hey. What's that say? What's that say? It says Iroquois. I'm an Iroquois. Hey. Hey. Iroquois. Iroquois. Get it? Iroquois. Spirit Lodge. Oh, great. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. I found it. I found something. We're going to record this. No, Dogoji, please. Don't start that. Here, come on. I want to read this, and I don't want you fucking meowing while I'm doing it. What? You alright? Come on up here. Okay. So you guys know how I'm always talking about dragons, and we're gonna read from this website about the Haudenosaunee creation story. I found a part where they're mentioning dragons, and this is the part where she falls to earth, Sky Woman's fall. Sounds like she's a fallen angel, huh? Sophia? Anyway, let's see. Right here. Although unable to climb back up the ledge, she did acquire seeds from the munificent tree. In her right hand, she garnered the three sisters, corns, beans, squash. Some say she also laid hold of tobacco in her left hand. Yeah, that's not what I was taught. They say that grew from her grave, actually, when they buried her daughter, I believe. And the Seneca version claimed that the white fire dragon or blue panther. Now I just learned about this, the sky panther, I heard. But white fire dragon or blue panther is new to me. And then sky panther sounds like Quetzalcoatl or something. But anyway, the Octon spirit jealousy sought by the ancient was at the root hole just as Sky Woman fell. In this version, it was a blue panther who gave her corn and mortar and pestle. Hewitt, 1903, 224, and 1998. What a corn planter. Jesse Cornplanter said that it was the ancient himself who threw the elder plants, corn, bean, squash, sunflower, tobacco, along with the elder animals, deer, wolf, bear, beaver, down the abyss after her in her final frenzy of rage. Okay. In all versions, however, Skywoman slid down through space into the atmosphere of Earth. Now, this is how you know Haudenosaunee knowledge and culture is the foundation of modern day science, because in all versions we have a black hole or wormhole or some type of portal that ripped a hole in her reality and brought her from her world to our world. And this is like a fallen angel. This is her fall from the highest heaven to the material world, where it was just water and sky, and it was water world, and science has proved that, right? They found, I learned this from the um healing conference that they had, and I had also seen it before in an article that they had found um marine life at the top of Mount Everest, and that proves that the whole earth has been a water planet. And even a long time ago, pre-Jurassic times, it was dominated by water animals, a giant turtle, right? Turtle Island, and then the continents being one, that being Turtle Island, Pangea. So you see what I mean when I say our teachings are the foundation to modern day science. But yeah, we're trying to learn about this dragon. Now, okay, right here, fire dragon. Now the elder creatures of earth alerted the first far-sighted eagle and saw the woman falling. For the first time, lightning, the fire dragon or meteor man, streaked across the sky of earth at her side as she hurtled through the atmosphere. Sweeping into action, Heron and Loon caught and held the frightened sky woman aloft on their interlocking wings, while an amusing portion of the tradition, the great tortoise sends around a moccasin, that is, he called an emergency council of the elder animals to see what was to be done. For a sprightly Wyandotte version of the elder animals, creation council, see Barbo. Knowing that she was a sky woman unable to live on their watery planet, the elder spirits of the earth creatures all quickly agreed that she could not be dropped into the waters to die. Interesting. But yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and go ahead and share it and give me a follow. Thanks for watching. Cool. We're making content at the same time too, guys.
Hello, everybody. This is Shane Lee from Shane Lee Ministries. To continue through 5.
is distinct from all the other races of the earth, as the other races of the earth are distinct from each other. And both in North and South and Central America exhibit but one great original family type, with only the local changes which difference of climate and different modes of life have wrought upon it. I believe they were created on the ground on which they have been found, and that the date of their creation is the same as that of the human species on other parts of the globe. That's very interesting, because nobody believes that today. This belief is founded on the reasons advanced in the foregoing chapter.
Whoops.
The incredible truth of the American continent's distant history. The ancient Indian Puranas describe that in a former age, the powerful mystic Maya Danava came to Earth from another realm. After first being based in India, he and his followers went to Patala, otherwise known as South America.
Patala.
Note Sanskrit words can sometimes have more.
Patala, that kind of makes sense. You know why? Because they call South America Abya Yala. Abya Yala is what South Americans call South America. Abya Yala, and they're saying that the Hindus call it Patala. It's like Shibalba and Shambhala. Come on, y'all. Come on. Only a Native American can interpret this shit for you guys. Come on.
Multiple meanings. For example, Patala Loka can refer to another planet,
Nibiru,
an underground realm, or a place.
Nibiru is read like that too. You see what I mean? Only a native indigenous person can interpret these videos for you.
On Earth which has good access to them. Anyway, in Patala Loka, Maya Danava built opulent cities, underground, on the Earth's surface, and 3 floating high in the atmosphere. Later they were all destroyed. In the Ramayana we learn that long ago the powerful demon Rakshasas, Malivan, Somali and Mali were driven out of India into Lanka, then later to South America. Their descendant, Ravan, built a tunnel system connecting Lanka to East Africa and then onto South America.
Did you hear this? You heard it here first. An underground tunnel from India through Africa to Brazil.
Ravana used these tunnels to store his vast hoards of gold. And meanwhile, Mahiravan, one of Ravana's sons, lived in Brazil. Now, Maya Danava was Ravana.
And that makes sense that those temples? Those are now the mountains now.
His father-in-law. He had previously learnt the full version of the Surya Siddhanta from the sun god. This scripture
Dragon Ball Z
represents a materialistic and practical approach to cosmography and astronomy. Maya Danava is most known for
Tower of Babel,
his architectural skills. He was granted them.
Native Americans literally had builder gods, remember that.
By way of his penance in the Himalayas. Now let's move forward many thousands of years into the Dwapara Yuga. There were ancient waves of migration from Greater India, Asia, to South America, which for the most part did not actually go via the Bering Strait, but across the Pacific Ocean.
Probably through the lost continent of Mu, which later became California and merged into the continent, and that's why you got the mountain range from Canada to going to Mexico.
These peoples, influenced by Maya Danava, had a good understanding of longitude, enhancing their naval navigational skills, enough to reach the Americas. Consider this evidence. If you follow the route between India and South America via land, there are no huge stone structures, whereas crossing Southeast Asia, islands in Polynesia, the Pacific, and finally in South America, you find a trail of great ancient monuments with similar styles. On Easter Island there are hieroglyphs the same as on the Mohenjo-Daro as in the Indus Valley, and Hawaiian petroglyphs the same as Harappan seals, also from the Indus Valley region. Cultural evidence for the Pacific route includes the word for sweet potato. In Peruvian it is kumara, and it's the same in Polynesia, New Zealand and Easter Island. Many Indians believe that the multi-headed serpent Kalia fled to a cave that's accessible from Fiji. So when did this migration happen? Note that Carosupe in North Peru includes many ancient settlements. The Casma and Sheshin valleys were clearly occupied around 4500 BCE. Seshin Bajo is a large architectural site there with ruins dating from 3500 BCE. The Mayans of Central America were also descendants of people originally from India and Southeast Asia. They were advanced astrologers, and these skills...
What do you guys think? This is that Eastern knowledge now. You guys are everybody's big on Western knowledge. Nobody ever listens to what they have to say, though. They don't teach what they teach in China, in Asia, in India. They teach a total different history, yo. They're getting a total different history than what we're getting. They don't want us to know this history because they don't want us to side with them and know that there's a whole nother history out there that they block us from this type of history. I guarantee you probably won't be able to watch this in a couple days just because I'm showing you guys it.
Enable them to create the Maya calendar. Their calendar goes back to 3114 BCE, which was around the time of the Mahabharat War in India. They may well have arrived in the Americas shortly after that devastating event. Another migrational wave entered Central America from Cambodia, Vietnam, and Java. Note the layout of the Mayan structures all conform to the principles as prescribed in the Vastu Shastras of India. Some Hindu and Mayan have similar stone.
This is what I'm talking about. They don't want you to know this. Sounds like they're still trying to say we come from somewhere else. No. So we have DNA that proves we started here and originated here. What makes you different from other tribes is we got admixture from different places. That's what it is. What makes you different from a different tribe is the different type of admixture you got. We still are all related to one another because we got that original indigenous American ancestor that we all are related to. But what makes an Iroquois different from a Navajo is our admixture from different ancient civilizations.
The great turtle in Guatemala is similar to Kumra, the tortoise. The Mayan rain god, Shuk, is similar to Indra. Their monkey god is similar to Hanuman.
Yeah, dude, these are all statues in America too on the right. Hanuman, that's Hanuman, which is a monkey god. And then now look at the third tallest statue in the Americas. Peace, y'all.
The elephant motif is found in Mayan art.
This is found in Mayan art? There's no fucking way. No fucking way. See? Oh, elephant-like features. Wait a minute. What? That's an elephant, y'all. That looks new, though. Are those elephants? Found in Mexico. Yeah. Yo, that's a Darrow. No fucking way. It's a Darrow, yo. Hold on, let me show you. It's a Darrow, yo. Oh, I'm saving them right now. Yeah, this is crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. Yeah, that's wild, yo. Okay. Wait till you see this shit. You guys want to see? It's a fucking Darrow, yo. Electronic harassment. These guys live underneath the earth and they're fucking fat and they got long nose like that, yo. And they're fucking mean, yo. DERO. Yeah, yo. They got weird ass technology. Yeah, yo. Yo, that's crazy, yo. That is fucking crazy, to be honest. That is wild. I'll probably have nightmares from that, to be honest.
In Copan in Honduras. Yet elephants never existed in America. In the jungles in Honduras, figures sit in Hindu and Buddhist.
Yeah, look at that. Come on, y'all. Come on. They're not wrong, y'all. It looks Hindu. The hands, yo. They're doing mudras. You know what a mudra is? With your hands. When you go do shit like this. And you know what? Mayans and Native Americans invented talking with their hands. Same over there. Maybe it wasn't talking with their hands. Maybe we're healing each other. Reiki or whatever. What Jesus traveled to Tibet to learn how to do. Oh yeah, and then even in our sky domes, we got a hidden written language. We got a language, yo. We have written languages. You just got to go out and find them.
Meditation poses. Ancient Ganesh murtis have been found in Mexico.
Ganesh is a Darrow. These guys have technology and they live in the earth and they electronically harass people on the surface.
Mexico and elsewhere in the Americas. The Aztec priests were involved with divination, astrology, and...
Those don't look like no hot Jeets. Those don't look like no hot G's. They don't look like y'all. They don't look like y'all.
Astronomy. However, they fell away from the Dharmic lifestyle, especially by...
Yo, this is what they're talking about. The Tuatha De Danann and the tribe of Dan. They went pagan and they lost their way. And you know what's crazy? We have a story like that too of a tribe of giants that got stuck on the west side of the Mississippi. They went rogue and lost their way. They went feral. They stopped cooking their meat and started eating their meat raw. And well, we got the Great Law and all that, and we became like more civilized and we gave up our barbaric ways. They continued to eat people and not cook their meat and not eat plants and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they went wild and feral, and we got that story. They actually used to harden their skin too.
Performing human sacrifice. But they placed buildings on the east.
Did you guys see what happened here the other day? There was a shooting. Shooting guy went and shot 13 people, yo. Went and shot 13 people and then unalived himself. He unalived one lady in the process.
East-west path of the sun in the same way that many Vedic temples are. Quetzalcoatl, one of the chief deities in the Aztec culture, was honored by snake worshippers whose ancestors had escaped from Janmejay, who was the emperor of India until around 3000 BCE. The Nazca lions in Peru can only be seen from the air. This is evidence that they likely had access to some type of viminous flying craft. The lions match star constellations. For example, the Great Spider is a model of the Orion constellation as it was 2,000 years ago. The Incas were distant descendants of a much earlier civilization in Peru that I mentioned earlier.
And you know what? That's more believable than Siberian. To me, it is. These people look more Hindu than they do Siberian. That's what I'm saying. If you are actually Indian, you should be able to wear a feather and look like American Indian, and then you take that feather off and you should be able to put a dot right here and look like Hindu Indian if you're real Indian.
Inca hymns are in some ways similar to the Vedic. The walls of Machu Picchu have a thickness of 33 inches, exactly the same as ancient South Indian buildings. The Inca ruler, Atahualpa, had Kumkum on his...
Look at the dot on his head. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm saying, fucking, we're more Hindu than we are Siberian, yo. Maybe y'all might be Siberian, but I ain't no fucking Siberian. I don't got none of that DNA. Do I look like I got Siberian DNA? Don't answer that.
His forehead, and he had Indian facial features. But in the 16th century, the Spanish went out of their way to destroy all traces of...
Look at the nose. Look at the nose. Siberian mixed with Hindu. Somebody get... Alright, so you guys want to know? Get a Siberian, mix it with a Hindu and a Hebrew, and see what you get. If they look like the modern day Indians, then you're gold. Then your theories are right. But if they don't, then you're wrong.
Indigenous Indian culture in the region. However, language is harder to destroy. For example, note that chakra means circular area in both Inca and Sanskrit. A Mayan means
chakra. Chakra? Yo, wait, what? Chakra means circular area. Chakra sounds like circle. Chakra, circle, chakra, circle, and Incan and Mayan. See how the connection to Latin too? See what I mean? It's like indigenous language is the mother language. That's why you can find weird ass similar. You can find every language in the world in our language. Our language, each word is another word in another language. Oh no, indeed, nigga. Oh, hate you, hate. Right? It's like you can hear that. You can hear from if you listen to linguistics, you can hear everybody's language, yo. We got lots of gahs, ha's, sa's, do's, no's, wo's, goes, holes, J, way, gay, nay, say, day. Right? That's what the language sounds like. It's very old, ancient, ancient. It sounds like poetry when you're hearing it. It's got a cadence to it. And at the conference this weekend, they're talking about it. How it's got like every fourth syllable is heightened. Dewada no nyo, dewa no nyo, ni sungwe no da se, ne and be wasawa, ne ni ungwe da gay, scano, do nothing yo, o jagwada no nyo, ne ho ni sungwe yet se, wines are da, gununks hat no dinye, no nisaganunch ho wheat. Wado etino and Diongwensi the Gansanko, Yoinzadaje. It's got a cadence to it, you know? So it's got rhythm. It's not like a regular language. It's a very holy language, you know? It sounds like poetry. It's got like sounds like you're singing almost, yo, when you're just speaking. And then when you hear it being spoke, like they got real good examples, yo. On SenecaLanguage.com, you can hear this lady talk. She's telling a story of when she was a little girl, and the way she's talking, it just sounds like the way it sounds, yo. You guys are so used to hearing Dene, Lakota. You never hear Iroquois language. I'm an Iroquois.
Engineer in both Inca and Sanskrit. And Wasi in Inca is Wasa in Sanskrit, meaning house. There's much more like that.
Yeah, and Lucky Socks, yeah, it is. Yo, everybody says yo. That's in our language. Hey, that's like, you ever hear someone say like no? That comes from Seneca. We say that means no. So when you ever heard someone say and they're saying no, just know that they were speaking Seneca. Or ever say it's like, hey, you coming to the party? And somebody says window. That's Seneca. They're speaking Seneca when they're saying window.
But now let's turn to North America. The Sioux Indians have 4 ages, and a buffalo loses 1 leg as each age passes. Presently, it only has 1 leg. That is exactly what is described in the Vedic Hindu cosmology. The Hopi culture also has 4 ages called...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, guys, what they just said? So, is that true? Do we got any Lakota in here?
That is exactly as each age passes have 4 ages, and a buffalo loses...
Okay, they didn't say Lakota, but what tribe says that, yo? Anybody in here know what tribe says that?
1 leg as each age passes. Presently, it only has 1 leg. That is exactly what is described in the Vedic Hindu cosmology. The Hopi culture also has 4 ages called 4 worlds. Navajo cosmography is very similar.
Yeah, these were buildings before, 100%. They had to be. They had to have fucking been, yo. Or a tree. Tree stump. It's got perfect straight lines on it, yo. You can see columns too. Steps, even. Doorway. Windows. Come on. Balcony.
To what you find in the Bhagavad Purana's 5th canto. Their homeland's sacred mountain ranges reflect Jamboree, the 4 directions, and the concentric rings of Bhu Mandala. Something to think about. Thanks for watching. Now please share with others.
Yeah, I can see a connection. I'm not closed-minded. Because we couldn't actually look like them. Now, people will be like, oh, well, you're not closed-minded. Well, why not the black Pretendians? Because we don't look like, we don't even have the same kind of phenotype, yo. Skin color different, facial features different, hair texture different. You know what I mean? This is more believable than fucking black Pretendians. I'm sorry. Black Wobbles.
Was Hinduism ever present in ancient or prehistoric America? It sounds unbelievable, but there are some fascinating clues that have sparked debate for decades. In Mesoamerican temples like those of the ancient Mayans and Aztecs, researchers have found carvings and motifs that strikingly resemble Hindu symbols. One of the most talked about examples is the discovery of the swastika, a sacred symbol in Hinduism appearing in Native American art, especially among the Hopi and Navajo tribes. While the symbol might have developed independently, its sacred connotations in both cultures raise eyebrows. In the Olmec civilization,
yeah, yo, that's kind of, what do you think? Dang, yo.
Did you know that in South America, there's a legend about a mysterious figure who came from across the ocean to civilize the land?
Hanuman?
His name is believed to be Viracocha, possibly linked to the Sanskrit name Virachana,
Viracocha,
the son of Prahlada.
Prahlada the Pleroma. Yo, that's a longhouse. That's an Iroquois longhouse right there. What the fuck?
To Inca mythology, Viracocha brought knowledge and civilization to the people. Interestingly,
why'd they show an Iroquois longhouse?
Similar patterns appear further north in Mexico. The ancient people known as the Aztecs may have connections to the Sanskrit roots Agastya and Astika. Now here's where it gets even more intriguing. In India, there's an ancient belief tied to snakes. If you see a snake saying Astika, Astika, Astika 3 times is believed to prevent the snake from harming you.
Azteca.
Imagine being able to reach 15 million views on the first video of a new YouTube channel. You start at 0 subscribers. Imagine that video attracts 5 million views in its first month and a half and 12 million views in the first year of being released. And it just keeps going. Labels start reaching out with favorable offers.
I wish. I fucking wish.
Hey guys. Today, I'm going to show you a mysterious ancient site in a city called San Agustin in the country of Colombia, which is in South America. I'm going to show you some solid evidence that this was built by Hindus who originally came from India. Yes, I do understand that India and Colombia are about 11,000 miles apart. But I hope you will watch till the end of the video and then decide if this site was built by Hindus or not. Look at this statue in the site. Here you can see an eagle-like bird holding a snake in its beak. And if you look carefully, you can see that the snake is also held in the bird's talons. While archaeologists in Colombia are not able to explain why such a statue is carved here. This is clearly explained both in Hindu scriptures and Hindu sculptures. This bird is called Garuda, which has an eternal enmity with the serpent Naga. I want to show you several such carvings from Hindu temples. In temples of India, you can see that. both Garuda and Naga are shown as partial humanoids. However, as Hinduism spread from India to Southeast Asia, the style slowly began to change. Watch what happened when it reached Vietnam. This scene is almost fully portrayed as a fight between two animals. They don't look much like Hindu gods anymore. It just looks like a bird holding the snake in its beak and talons. Look at the similarity between these two statues. Is this a mere coincidence? Or did Hindus travel to Colombia and set up a site there? Archaeologists do not have any good explanations for this statue. They believe that the sculptor merely carved it because he would have seen an eagle catch a snake. Is it possible that this is the case? No, because if that is the case, you would have found only one such statue, but there are several statues unearthed in this area with the same motif. This means this statue was important to the creators. It had some deep meaning. Here is a similar statue which has the same iconography found at a different site called El Purutal in Colombia. This shows the exact same features, a bird holding a snake in its beak and talons. Multiple statues with the same motif have been found in this area. In fact, the city of San Agustin uses the statue as its unofficial logo and sells a ton of mementos with this motif, but without understanding the real meaning of it. But how is it possible that Hindus came all the way from India to Colombia? I will tell you in just a minute.
Hey, yo, Calvin. Hey, everybody spam W's for Calvin. Hey, appreciate you, Calvin. Yahweh.
But let's look at this ancient statue, which is also found in San Agustin. As soon as you see it, you notice something really bizarre. He has a human body and human hands, but has the trunk of an elephant. Look at how the long trunk goes all the way from the bottom up to his nose. He does not have a human nose. He has the trunk of an elephant and small eyes like an elephant. Again, archaeologists have no real explanation for this statue, but this is the Hindu god Ganesha. He is clearly portrayed as a deity with a human body and an elephant's face. Look at the similarity. There is no question that this is the Hindu god Ganesha. We can even see that both the figures are touching their trunks with their hands and even have helmets on their heads. But is this really the Hindu god Ganesha? Or am I merely imagining things because of my personal bias towards Hinduism and India? Am I being just another Indian guy claiming that all other cultures originated from India? No matter which country you're watching this from, we have all seen some guy like this who believes that his religion or his country is the best and was the starting point of the world's civilization. If you look at my channel, I've previously shown you many ancient sites outside India. I've shown you Peru, which is also in South America. I've shown you ancient sites in the United States, but I never claimed these were Hindu sites. I try consciously not to analyze things with personal bias. So, am I the only person who thinks this is the Hindu god Ganesha? Listen to the conversation I had with a Colombian shopkeeper. Yeah, just for the record, this is what we're dealing with.
That guy's from
Imagine being
Ancient
able to build an
Aliens.
app with your
The
name
guy that
on
he's
it,
sitting with.
just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
¿Cuál es el nombre estatua?
Aquí en estos momentos es la cultura del misterio.
El misterio.
5000 años.
No, hombre, no conozco.
No te puedo decir porque
no, hombre.
Se dice cultura agustiniana, pero no es cultura agustiniana.
Sí, para aquí.
Lo agustiniano es del catolicismo.
¿Qué es un cilíndrico, sí? ¿Qué?
¿Se cree que es la nariz?
Nariz, para elefanta.
Para elefanta, por eso se dice que es el dios elefante en la India.
En la India.
Inclusive esta misma figura ya tiene sus templos grandes y la gente va a adorarlos.
Sí, sí.
Ajá. Dioses.
How to say?
It's a god. He's saying, it's a god. It's a god from India.
¿Cómo es posible para el dios, para India, está aquí? ¿Cómo
son
posible?
Son muchas.
As you can see, even a native Colombian thinks this is the Hindu god Ganesha, and there are many Colombians who think this. Why? Simply because the statue looks like Ganesha. But is it really possible for a Hindu culture to reach Colombia during ancient times? All archaeologists and historians agree
They
that
had flying
Hindus
ships,
traveled
of
widely
course.
out.
They had flying temples. So, of course. Right? Of course they did.
Out of India. From India, they went to Sri Lanka. They then went to Thailand and then built some of the greatest Hindu temples in Cambodia and Vietnam. We even see some fabulous Hindu sites in Malaya and Indonesia. So all experts agree that yes, Hindus built temples in all of Southeast Asia. But did they stop there? Or did they travel as far as Colombia? If we do a careful research, we can see plenty of ancient sites which resemble Hindu temples in Australia, Micronesia, Polynesia, and yes, they would have reached Colombia. This is why we see the elephant god in Colombia. There are no elephants in Colombia, or even the entire continent of South America.
Pretty interesting stuff, though. But we're going to call it a night, guys, all right? It's getting late. We'll be on tomorrow for class again tomorrow. Make sure you guys share the live. Donate to the Cash App if you can. If not, that's fine. There's other ways to help out. Go ahead and share my content. Look out for new content. I believe we get unbanned on Facebook tomorrow. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm getting ready for bed. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Remember to be a good relative. I love y'all. And eskunge. Until we meet again. See you guys tomorrow. Peace. Later, y'all.